It is Heidi in Conrad, Iowa, and I have got my scissors and I've got some some boxes to unbox, and I would love to have you jump in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. I love knowing that we're spreading creativity coast to coast, and you can do that and fulfill my joy today by jumping in the comments, telling me where you're watching from, whether it's the state or city, whatever you feel comfortable doing. But I'm in Conrad, Iowa, which is in central Iowa. It's a beautiful spring day, and we are ready to do some unboxing. So I'm going to jump in and get busy, because I also have brought some patterns along and thought that we would talk a little bit about maybe what we could do with this fabric. Okay. It is got four big boxes, I should say. And, oh, well, this one's got some repeats in it, so this is going to be interesting. I had bought this all with a specific idea, and then I changed my mind, so I'm going to get really creative as to what we're going to do. And Minerva, thank you for loving my shirt. I love colorful shirts that kind of look like art, right? Okay, so this new collection is from Moda Fabrics. It's called Sagewood by Crystal Manning. And I'm starting with a great black print with a cute little pink and gold flowers, a little green leaf in there. And I have a couple of these bolts, which tells me that it could easily be a border. I also have a great Bella Solid called Fig Tree Cream. And I've got a couple of ideas already of how we're going to use this, but I'm going to love your opinion. So just a very, very nice cream solid fabric. Okay, so those are all duplicates in that box. So we're going to go down with that and open up the next box. And let me get my paperwork. Let's see where we're going to put that. Oh, these look so beautiful. I love these colors that we're seeing here. Let me get it turned around so you can see them too. Look at this beautiful floral. It has got the golds, the pinks, kind of an orangey red in there. Again, this is Sagewood from Moda Fabrics. And we're still seeing florals. We've been seeing florals for quite a while, but I do feel like the florals that we saw in Cottage Charm, which is right behind me here, we're starting to see that they're coming down in size. They're not such large florals. This is gorgeous with a teal turquoise back, that kind of blue, kind of a blue-green background. Let's see here. This is the same floral with a black background. Oh my gosh, the possibilities of what we can match with this fabric. I'm already in my head seeing other collections that could go with it. Even the new Nitty Gritty that we just got in the solidish. All right, here's a different floral, cream background, kind of a smaller bouquet type print. Another one of the larger florals, if we can call it that. And it is that kind of, I'm going to say, reddish color background. More purpley mauve, maybe, if I can call it that. And we've got dragonflies. Look at that. It kind of, at a distance, it does not say dragonflies, but when you get up close, look at that. Isn't that cool? The repetitive pattern that it creates. Here is another dragonfly on black. Again, from a distance, kind of looks real different than when you get it up close and see those dragonflies up there. And look, we have got not only Iowa, Minnesota, Wyoming. Love that we have so many people already on and helping us unbox this newest. Here's that smaller bouquet with a black background. This is the smaller bouquet with the red. Again, I'm gonna kind of reddish maroon background. Oh, these are just gorgeous. Kind of tell me what color is your favorite. And here it is with the turquoise. I don't even know if turquoise is the right color. It's not even, but man, this is rich, really rich looking with those colors on there. I am loving this collection. I'm going to see lots of things that we're going to be able to do with that. And let's open this guy up. Okay, here's another bolt of that black. So that's a repeat bolt there. So I know we're going to be able to use the black for either binding or potentially a border. Oh, this is sweet. It's like a chain of flowers, little blossoms, but they're in a V pattern. So look at that. What an amazing stripe that way. But look when you get up close. They are the sweetest little flowers. So cute. And plum would be a good way to talk about that color. Suzanne, I think that is a great color way to describe that. Here's a different florally vine with a definite pink background. And this is the floral vine with a kind of gold mustardy background. Oh, and now we've got Nebraska with us as well. Love that. And here's with the turquoise and pink on there. So pretty. And here's with cream background. I'm liking this. Well, hang on tight, because when I'm done opening this Moda collection, I'm going to show you some patterns because I've got a couple ideas. Okay, this was the same as the black, but now with a cream background. Instead of contrasting flowers, there are 2 shades of pink in that. And I'll put that back in there. And, oh, this is a new print. Haven't seen this one yet. A little more a hot pink with some green, and it's a geometric print. And oh, did I see Indiana with us now? Somebody from Indiana. So we are starting to spread coast to coast our creativity, and that is just fun. Okay, this is, I don't know if this is black or if it's navy. It looks black, but at the same time it almost looks navy. I have to look at that next to something that's black. Hold on, because I gotta. Oh, it's blue. It's a blue black. It definitely is more blue than black. Okay, one more in here, and I got one more box. And here is the green version of that geometric print. Okay, and I've got one more here on the floor. I got to move out of the way because it's kind of heavy. All right, let's see. This is all Sagewood from Moda. Now, this is not something I do very often. I bought some pre-cuts because I felt like the collection was so big. But there's just sometimes when you can't do it all, right? I gotta pick and choose. So I decided the name of the collection is called Sagewood. In this particular case, I did decide to buy both 10-inch and 5-inch charm packs. So these would have all of the fabrics from the collection, whether I got the bolts or not. So like I didn't get every bolt in the collection, but I got enough that I felt like I could do some projects. But I felt like the charm packs from Sagewood. This is a Moda collection, would be perfect. I know these are already on the website because they came last week, but I waited until I got the whole collection to be able to open it and show you. So what does that mean, right? And when you think about projects and using pre-cuts, it just opens another whole world of projects. And I immediately go to Stripology, okay? Because she designs many of her books to use, like literally right on the cover, 10-inch and 5-inch squares are used there. And so to be able to get that variety, and in like Stripology Mixology 3, which we have all of these books, Tara is one of the patterns that I think is great. I know that some of you have liked this. Okay, so it calls for, let's say lap size. 52.5 by 71.5 is the size of the quilt to make it lap. You need 60 5-inch squares. So let me see how many are in one of these. There's 42 squares in a 5-inch charm pack. So we would put 2 in a kit, and then it still requires background fabric. So probably go with the cream, accent fabric, and border fabric. So maybe the black for the border. Okay, like that black that I showed you would be in the border. And in this particular case, the accent fabric, is this piece right here. And so we would have to decide, like what that little accent was. But it gives me some opportunity to do some things that are different. And here's another pattern. Hold on, let me go in here. Is it Zoe 58? Hold on. Don't have them all marked. But there's several in here that I just love. Well, this is another one. Sorry, I like Rosie. Let's do Rosie. Okay, so again, this one calls for 10-inch squares. So a lap size, which is 56 by 70, calls for 24 10-inch squares and of light and 24-inch squares of dark. And in one of these, there are, I gotta look. Of course, it doesn't say the exact number. 42, contain 42 10-inch squares. So you would actually probably want to do 2 of these so that you have a variety of light and dark and be able to separate them to be able to make this. And then it also then requires narrow border fabric and wide border or background fabric. So you could use this as your dark and then only get 1, and then background fabric could be the cream. There's options is what I'm getting at. There are definitely options, and I'm going to have to make some tough decisions in the next couple of days of what patterns I'm going to want to be doing. And we've now got Florida and California on. We have really stretched coast to coast. So thank you for joining me. I'm Heidi at Hen and Chick Studio in Conrad, Iowa. And I have been opening up the beautiful Moda Sagewood collection by Crystal Manning. And we're currently talking about patterns and what kind of patterns would work well for pre-cuts. I'm always drawn to Kira. And Kira requires 10-inch squares, or could use 10-inch squares, background fabric, as well as narrow border, wide border binding. So that could be a great project. In Stripology Squared, in that book, again, it uses 10 quilts made from 10-inch squares. So we could go through and this is one of my favorites right here, because I think it has just a very traditional look. Let me turn the page so I can get to the styled photo, possibly. Here it is. It's called Another Part of Me. Very traditional, light version, dark version. And it takes 10-inch squares as well. So there's an opportunity to use those 10-inch squares. We are going to have, again, a difficult choice of what kind of a pattern that uses pre-cuts, but I definitely will be going with something in the Stripology family because I think her books are wonderful. And the one in here, JoJo, page 10, let me go to that one. I had a couple that I knew were favorites. And JoJo requires 10-inch squares. So that's another opportunity there as well. So we are going to get busy doing that. Love that so many of you joined us today. I hope you all have a great afternoon, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Be creative, everybody.